It is a beautiful morning on Monday, July something. I got my nice ice cold water right here, and we are going to be starting the week off right by talking about one thing you guys should never, ever do with credit cards. Many people actually close their credit cards because A, they've had a bad relationship with them, they fell into consumer debt, they just didn't want to deal with it, and they think credit cards are bad, and they think that closing that credit card will solve all their problems and nothing bad will happen. B, what is this? A lot of people close their credit cards because they don't want to pay an annual fee. So say for example you have the American Express Platinum card or you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Both those cards have annual fees of up to $400 to $500 if you get the business version, even $595 or $600. Now, if you have an annual fee that high and you're not reaping all the benefits, it definitely makes sense to close a card, but there are other options, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys about that towards the end of the video. Now, the main reason you don't want to close a credit card is because it will tank your score. Now, I've seen friends in real life whose scores tanked 40, 50, even 60 points when they closed a credit card. So think about it like this, you guys. You're starting a brand new Pokemon game and you just got your new Pikachu and you're out and now you're like level 50. You got 100 Pokemons. Say you close that first Pokemon you had that you ranked up, that you leveled up all the way to level 50. If you do that, you're getting rid of your strongest hand. I guess it's a crappy analogy I'm doing. When you close a credit card, it's your first credit card, that credit card gives you that history with your account. Your history makes up a good portion of your credit score. On top of that, utilization. If your first credit card has a limit of $1,000 and you only have 3 cards and in total you have $3,000 limit, and you take that credit card off and say you have a little bit of a balance, you go from a $3,000 utilization limit to a $2,000 utilization limit, and then if you have a balance and that goes up, your score goes down. Now, the main thing you guys want to do before canceling a credit card is to figure out what your options are. There are a ton of options, you guys. You are not just limited to closing and opening cards. You guys can do something called downgrading a card. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have a high annual fee card, what you guys can do is call in and be like, look, hey, I have this card and I'm not sure if I want to keep it. The annual fee is really high. Is there any way we can work something out? And most of the time you'll get hit with something called a retention offer. These credit card companies don't really want you to downgrade or close your card. They want you to keep that card because they still are profiting, and they're gonna do as much as they can to keep you on with that card, especially if you talk to the right representative. So most of the time they're gonna offer you a point incentive, or they're gonna give you a discount on your annual fee. Now, this has happened a ton of times. If this happens to you, please don't be surprised, but know that this is in your arsenal. Now, retention offers are definitely one way to stay in the credit card game with that high annual fee card, but that is not your only option. Now, if you really don't want that card because of the annual fee and you actually want to get rid of it, don't close that card, but downgrade it. If we're talking about the Platinum, for example, you could downgrade that card to the regular American Express Green card, which has a lower annual fee than the Platinum does. Or if you're with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can downgrade that card to the regular Chase Sapphire, or you could do something else too, you guys, and this is called product changing. A lot of people often forget that you can product change a lot of cards. There are certain rules. So for example, I wouldn't be able to actually product change the Platinum card to the American Express Blue Business Plus credit card because the Platinum card is considered a charge card. So there are different rules like this, but it's not that difficult to learn. If you guys are within the Chase ecosystem and you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve and you think maybe year 1 I'll travel a lot, maybe year 2 I'll travel a lot, but maybe year 3 I won't go that often, what you can do is instead downgrade or product change that card into a Freedom card, a Freedom Unlimited, a regular Sapphire card, or even the Chase Sapphire Preferred. But there are other options, you guys. Don't ever close a credit card. Whenever I see people unknowingly close their credit cards, I see their points just tank, you guys. If you have a Macy's card, if you have a TJ Maxx card, if you have a card with any retail store that you don't use and you're like, I really don't like them anymore, don't close it. You can cut up the card. Don't use it, just leave it open, you guys, and maybe every once in a while you can leave a subscription like a Netflix invoice or your Spotify invoice to actually pull out of that card and just set up automatic payments. Let there be history on it. Use that card to the full potential by not using it. I know it sounds a little like, what is this man talking about? But you guys can actually just keep that card to have that account history and to have that utilization help your credit score. But please, Do not close your credit card. Now guys, I know this might have been common sense for a lot of people, but this is a video I had to make because I keep seeing this in my DMs. So guys, if you're thinking about ever closing a credit card, don't do that. Make sure you guys check out those options. And if you guys are not successful with the retention offer, check out my other video on the supervisor life credit hack. Basically what that is you guys can ask your supervisors and figure out how to really, optimize the system, because the system wasn't really meant for people like us. So make sure you guys check out that video if you guys want to utilize the retention offer hack. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if it did help you out, make sure you drop a thumbs up. Make sure you guys drop a comment if you guys want to support the channel. Be sure to check out the links. If you guys are trying to apply for any credit card, make sure you guys check out the links in the description. I do receive a small commission. Make sure you guys check out the advertiser's disclosure, but if you want to support the channel, feel free to do that. But in the meantime, cue the Japanese outro music, and I'll see you guys on the next one. B Jungie out. Not for real. Peace out.